What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I wanted to quickly jump into AMC with you guys, give you guys an update on how they're actually doing, anything that I see going into this week, and hopefully we can have some really good news because to tell you the truth, everything is, kind of unpredictable at this point. And we all know that AMC and GME and all these different meme stocks have been unpredictable for quite some time, and even to the point to where I sold my GME a couple of days too early to where it blew up a few days after that with no signs of actually doing that. So nobody's seen those types of things coming, but we want to try and predict these things and break down what's happening with AMC and also things that we see maybe in short interest and the short shares available, things like that. Now, before I get started, please hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and make sure that you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Now, what I'm really excited about as I look into this, I look into the chart, basically a couple of days chart. It's not anything specific. Maybe I'm looking at like 10 days or so. And you could see the way that it's moving. It went from basically that $5 mark to where a lot of people were upset where they were. Some people bought in looking to really push up, which it did push up quite a bit earlier. But it didn't push up enough where people were like, all right, it needs to get back to $12, $10, $12, $13, whatever it is. And then you started to see that slow rise to where it gained, I think it was like 14%, then 17%, then like another, I think it was like 18 or 19 or no, it was 53% over the total day plus the after hours market, all the way up to $11.89. Now that's huge, right? For a number of people, that's huge. They ended up selling off and getting some sort of profit, especially people that bought in at $5. They gained basically or over 100% of their money here throughout that time. So that's a really good deal over those number of days. But people are wondering why it didn't just keep going up. Well, there's a number of things. Obviously, the fact that hedge funds are still shorting this position. People are selling as hedge funds are shorting. As the price starts to hit a wall, people start to sell. And I understand that it's not everybody that's selling. You have a number of people that are holding this position still. And it's a very strong stock to hold on to. But with people selling, partnering up with the short selling and any short laddering attack, any type of manipulation, you are going to see that stock price come down. So that's exactly what happened here. Typically, when you see the stock price increase like that, yes, you are going to see a sharp fall, but not with something that's held by a lot of people and continue to be held by a lot of people. So typically when you see that, you're going to see some sort of staggered decrease, but then you're going to see a spike back up to where it was to normalize where it was. But that is not what you've seen. You did see it drop down and then normalize somewhere around that $9 mark, $8 and $9 mark, to where it slowly decreased again. It continued down all the way down to basically that. I think it got a low of like, I can't remember, like $7.50 here from what I see. And then ended up finishing yesterday, or not yesterday, I guess it was Friday, at $7.97. Now, it's still big. I mean, we're still above $8. It would have been great, or not above $8, but we still finished the day above $8, the open market above $8. The after hours market was below $8, but hopefully we can continue to see some sort of positivity. The problem with this, everything that happened in the last couple of days, last week basically, the overall market was down. AMC showed some signs of strength, a lot of signs of strength, showing that it can hold even though things like Tesla, things like GME, and GME actually had a pretty good Friday. But, you have a bunch of different positions out there that are, well-known stocks that are decreasing so much, whether you had Apple or, Tesla or Amazon, whatever it is. It seemed like every stock we looked at was decreasing. So seeing something like GME, like AMC actually hold, and GME actually taking over, but AMC holding is something that's a great sign, showing that we do have a lot of buying power in there. And it's not the fact that we have a ton of volume here, it's the fact that we have a ton of people holding versus selling. So this is where it ends up being sort of a complicated mess because we don't know what actually is going on. We can see the numbers that are given to us based on how many people are holding, retail investors, institutional traders as well. All these institutions that are holding big shares, any hedge funds that are holding big shares in order to drive that price up, it's showing that we have buying strength versus the hedge funds that are shorting a lot of this stuff. So with that alone, you can say that it shows a lot of positivity. The fact that AMC is considered a $10 to $15 stock, in my opinion, is something that really proves that this can drive up in price. Now, as I start to look at this overall situation, I say, okay, what can I look at to tell me that it is going to have some sort of skyrocket? And not saying it's going to be a squeeze, because a squeeze is tough to do with less volume and also with short interest being a little bit low. What do I need to look at? Well, I need to know the short interest. I need to know how many short shares they actually have out there, how many short shares are available. I need to know all of these different things. So I decided to go into Fintel, which might not give me all of the best information here, but I know it will give me something. So we can start with short interest, and this is something that I seen at 10% the last time I looked at it, and now it's sitting at 11.7%, which is definitely a great deal. Seeing that short borrow fee rate go up is definitely a great deal for anybody that is shorting the position, which are the hedge funds. You can see that the short shares available is around 300K. That tends to fluctuate as the day goes on. You could see that it was at 0 at sometimes. It was at 6,000 or 60,000, and it tends to fluctuate because they are continuously shorting this position. Even though AMC by itself is not something that's going to completely fail as long as we continue to drive money into the business, because I think that they need to survive. AMC is a huge movie theater chain, right? So I think that they need to survive this and go on to do big things. They're a $10 to $15 stock, in my opinion, just like I said before, which they could end up exceeding that or outgrowing that valuation that I have for them. So that's what we're looking at with short shares available. You can see the short volume ratio is 21%. I'm happy with the things that I am seeing. A lot of people love AMC, and I'm not just going with what people think. Yes, there are times where I look at it as it could have been a great situation where you could have gained $4,000 here, $5,000 there, $10,000 at a different situation. There could have been so many instances to where I could have made bunches of money, per week. But day trading these positions is something that people don't like to hear from me. They want to hear that I'm holding and waiting for that large growth and continuing to, stay with the movement, which I am doing. It's just really tough for me to see a loss or see a gain and not just accept that gain, and then now see this loss and not go back and say, well, I should have did this. And it's all these shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but it hurts me because it's going against my overall strategy of trading, which is obviously take your profits when you have them. So we'll see how AMC actually plays out. I believe that it could be a very great deal, just looking at, what the potential actually is. I understand that we did have this large, I don't know if you would call this a squeeze. I would just call this a large increase, because it wasn't something that was a squeeze. Yes, it went from $2, right, all the way up to $25. That is a huge deal, but it was a $7 stock before this. It would fluctuate between $7 and $2, and then it all of a sudden got down to this $2 mark to where they were heavily shorting it, and that's why it ended up continuously pushing down to that $2 mark, because they were continuously shorting it. And now you're seeing a lot of people buy into this, bring it up to $25, and then hedge funds are getting concerned and bringing that price down, and then obviously, people are continuing to buy in, continuing to hold on this position, continuing to have some sort of manipulation as it goes on. But you can see these number of days that it was down at this $5, $4 mark, right, where people were getting kind of concerned. But it did end up pushing up to that $12 mark. We were hoping that we can continue to see that push up to $15, but hedge funds didn't let it happen. We have faith in this business, in this stock. And we know that it's going to increase. I would love to see it get to $20. That's where my profit target actually is, my ultimate profit target, where I'll set my stop loss and continue to see it grow if it does grow. But just know I'll set my firm profit target at $15. So if it goes up to $20 and comes all the way back to $15, that's when I'll basically say, all right, I'm getting stopped out here and we're good. But that's basically my strategy as I go along. I'm going to wait it out to see it continue to grow. I'm going to set my stop loss at $15, but then as it gets above 20, I'll set that stop loss at $20. And then as it starts to continue to go up, my firm stop loss will be at that $20 mark. So there'll be two firm stop losses. And then as it continues to go up, like another $5, another $10, I will continue to move that stop loss. or have some sort of trailing stop depending on what the situation is and how the stock's moving. But let me know what you think about AMC. There's a lot of people that's excited for this week. I hope that we see some good things. People are saying things about, the 19th and calling out different dates. And a lot of these things, I can't really say I can jump on board, because all of the things that we've said, this date is important, this date is important, this date is important, it's not something that a lot of people have seen any positivity with. People thought there was going to be a gamma squeeze, I believe last week, and that did not happen. So this is where we need to focus up and understand that we're going to hold on to this position. If we can average down, we can average down and be able to gain some sort of large increase from it. There are a lot of people that are holding at lower prices. There's a lot of people that are holding at higher prices. I talked to somebody recently. They said they lowered their price from their average price from $17 down to $10.80, which is amazing, because now you're in the running to gain a decent amount of profit, no matter if it only goes up to $15. So in my opinion, AMC is amazing. We're going to continue to hold, and we're going to see how this all plays out. But that's my video, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, I have new NFTs down there, which are going to be like stakeholder NFTs. I'll add more as time goes on, if people are interested in it. They're not really highly priced, and I think I have them on a bid for like a month, and we're going to see how all of this rolls. Maybe I might even lower the prices a little bit more just to see how this takes off. I would love to see it traded back and forth and see what happens there, because NFTs are definitely interesting. But that's my video, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.